Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Irvin, with another light novel review, not manga, light novel review. This is going to be on the Master of Ragnarok and the Blesser of her name. So this is a light novel that I've been reviewing for a while now, guys. It's been, I believe, a week and a half now that I've been reviewing this light novel. We are finally on the third chapter, or Act 3 is how they put them in the actual light novel. So it's going to be really interesting, but before I even go on, there's two things I want to throw out to you guys. One, if you want to learn how to get this book, which is actually an ebook, you can check the description below as well as the comment section below. I'll leave some links there for you guys to be able to get that book in your hands and be able to read it. The second thing, guys, is that I want to throw out a spoiler alert, because I do talk a little bit about the chapter and what happens in it, so I don't want to ruin stuff for you guys. So if you don't want to be ruined with the story specifically, then you don't have to see this video completely. You can stop now and then come back later after you read it or after you've seen it or whatever. Okay, so third chapter, or Act 3, is I would say more of a filler chapter more than anything, but it still gave us a lot of information. We kind of see Yudo ruling his nation, his empire, at least the capital where he's in, and just how he does it. You know, from when he wakes up, getting ready, Felicia being at his side almost the entire day, and basically she's his guard dog, and we see different parts of the story, and how he reacts and how he wished he could react but couldn't react. And I'll explain a little bit. For example, at the beginning, we see him in the market, and he's first thinking about, you know, agriculture, how he can do it better. Just thinking, man, do I have the trust of the farmers for them to do this 4x4 rotation where we would do crops by rotation, and so he's not really sure how to approach that. But then he comes up to the market and he sees some slave women being sold, and actually a mother and her daughter. And in his mind, he's thinking, you know, if I could, I would say no more slavery. This is not acceptable in my kingdom. But because this would cause such an upright debate, maybe rambles against this whole idea, he decides to just kind of calm it down, and he buys his slaves, and he doesn't really essentially freeze them, because he still gives them a job, but he treats them a lot better than any other person would have done. So he does that. He throughout the chapter, he explains a lot of methods he actually has added to the whole community, which is paper, how to make better bread, just different things that through his ebooks that he has in his phone, he's learned how to do for the better of the society. As he walks around, we learn that Rune is pretty high up in ranks as well. We knew this from the beginning, but we see her training some soldiers, and in that moment, the narrator kind of explains to us the leveling. You know, everyone has someone below them, so it's kind of like a soldier ranking. So yeah, Yudo is Felicia's big brother and Rune's father, but a lot of the soldiers that Rune was training, they call her mother. So, you know, there's that lineage below them. So if Rune decides to go against Yudo, then Rune has big group of people below her that would go against Yudo. So there's, you know, that hierarchy still that we see. The higher you go, the narrower you get. As well as we learn of different other characters, like Ingrid, that is basically a blacksmith, essentially, is what it sounds to me. And she is the daughter, you know, that's the relationship of Yudo. And apparently they're long friends, they work together, and they're still getting used to the whole her calling him father and stuff like that. And that all comes to society expects that from them because they have that conversation. Yuto says, you know, I don't want to make it weird. Like, let's just call each other by our names. But Felicia comes in and says, okay, in your private times, you can do whatever you want. But in public, you need to respect the titles and she needs to call you father. So, you know, that there's that whole still kind of, I want to say religious, but that whole culture expectancy from them, you know, they expect them to be that way. He also visits Linnea, which Linnea is the leader of the clan that fell in the first chapters, and you know, she's kind of at the beginning she insults him, and then at the end she kind of praises him, and he's kind of confused with her. She's kind of one of those spicy characters, and that's really it. He goes at night. He goes to his room. He opens his phone and he studies, and that's really the entire chapter. Like I said, there's not much to it more than just information to how he has ruled, how he's ruling, and what are his plans for the future for that kingdom. So overall, I still thought it was a great chapter because we do, at least I do, I like to get information of the land, of how they do stuff and why stuff happens, how it happens. So overall, great job. Out of 10, this chapter I would give it a 7 out of 10. It was slow just because, you know, so much information, but it was still great. So 7 out of 10 is what I give this chapter. Make sure you check out in the links below where to buy this ebook. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and go check out all my other videos. Thank you so much for all the love and support, guys. And like always, don't be strangers.